Alvin Toffler said, "The illiterate of the 21st century will not be those who cannot read and write, but those who cannot learn, unlearn, and relearn." This quote reminds us that the 21st century brings a new wave of expectations. According to Crockett, Jukes and Churches, 2011, it is time we redesign educational expectations rather than facilitating the environment that promotes learner dependence and factual regurgitation. We must strive to prepare our learners for the future. They remind us that today the majority of jobs are in the service and creative category. Future workers need to be able to think creatively and solve unique dilemmas to find and hold a career. No longer can one assume that a degree will result in a successful job, Crockett, Jukes, and Churches, 2011. Thus, in the 21st century, research shows the brain is able to restructure itself repeatedly as new experiences and input are received, and this restructure is impacted by the intensity and duration of these input. Jukes, 2013. That research alone reveals that students and people in general should be learning, unlearning, and relearning as time progresses. My most challenging learners are those that are set in their thought patterns and unwilling to adjust. That inflexibility and reluctance to think deeply about a problem will hurt their long term aspirations if not addressed. According to Thornburg, 2012, the classroom structure itself has been misguided for centuries. In my classroom, I will teach learners to learn, unlearn, and relearn by removing myself as the keeper of answers, so that they must seek answers themselves and determine the accuracy of those answers. Much of this will be done through project-based learning, in which case the students are given a driving question that does not have a searchable or correct answer. Edutopia, 2012. By taking an approach that places the learner at the head of the class in groups, rather than being led by one teacher, will aid the process of forcing students to become critical consumers of the information they receive. I will ask probing questions and encourage them to prove their understanding of a concept, but attempt to steer clear of giving them answers. I will also demonstrate that I value critical thinking by testing more than fact recall. Crockett, Jukes, and Churches, 2011. There are many benefits to teaching students to learn, unlearn, and relearn. I believe that when a student realizes that it is okay to discover a misunderstanding of information, it allows them to open themselves further to fixing that misconception. They will realize that having the right answer is less important than the process of thinking and discovering. One of my most recent learners was a child that many teachers before me referred to as gifted. He was, in fact, good at algorithms, but struggled when faced with a problem in which the skills needed to be applied. I even caught him attempting to cheat, something no other child in my class had done. In my heart, I believed it was because he thought to be smart meant that he could never make a mistake or be wrong. It seemed ingrained. I hope to alleviate those behaviors and beliefs in my learners by celebrating failure as a road to new knowledge. I also believe that this focus will aid learners in thinking more deeply about a topic. They will strive for understanding rather than a quick answer. It may also mean they will rethink their discoveries before truly settling on one understanding of a concept. In many schools, the most powerful challenge I see is that of the parents. They want good grades and algorithms. They want high test scores and do not always see the value in methods of teaching that require deeper understanding. The way they learned was good enough for them, and when we change that structure and style, the way it looks, they're frustrated and feel lost. So we must make an effort to educate them about the purpose of our redesign. I would suggest distributing the article "It's a Flat World After All" by Thomas Friedman, and then following up with the actions we are taking as a school.